housing. Yeah, I mean, I'd much rather have that. Do I think that they're kind of trying their own thing with it, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, that's what's going to end up happening, and hopefully they'll go more in the direction that we want afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, who knows? Maybe, it could be such that the people enjoy the garrison so much that they get all butt hurt and like, no, we want to keep them, because this is a lot more integral to the game than the farm was.
Mm-hmm.
The farm was just, oh, hey, if you want reputation with these pretentious farmer asshole pandas, you get to go do this shit on this fucking farm. This is a lot more important in the gameplay and in the story than that farm was.
We are experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by.
Unruffled by that minor setback, we try phase 2.
All right, and we're back. Sorry about that. There's going to be a quick edit there. But yeah. So, we are back talking about garrisons. And as I was saying, you were saying that you really couldn't feel you can bring yourself to be all that upset about this customizable thing being taken away at the end of Draenor and all that.
Well, that and also because, I mean, the garrison itself isn't even as customizable as I would like for it to be,
mm-hmm.
and they say that's been due to time constraints, and they're going to try to add more through the expansion. So, that being said, we'll see what they add to it from here, but as it stands now, it's not nearly as customizable enough as I would like for it to be. But if they add enough to it and people end up spending enough time in it, who knows? Maybe the pressure from the fan base on Blizzard will be such that they somehow work it into the next expansion. I wouldn't think that'd be entirely out of the question, seeing as how they've said that even part of Draenor itself, Fairloon or what the hell ever it's called,
mm-hmm.
May not be available until the next expansion.
Indeed. I'm kind of curious to see what they got planned, because it all seems very, 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 very interesting what their next few expansions are going to be. A lot of people are suggesting that we might have more than one expansion on this alternate Draenor. And so how they manage to do that will, again, be very interesting. One of the customization options that I do like is that you will be allowed to change the guards in accordance with the factions of your faction that you are exalted with. So each side, Alliance and Horde, has 6 factions, the 6 races, more or less. And you can gain reputation with all of them, and if you are exalted with one of them, then you can get those guards for your garrison. So you start off with standard human guards from Stormwind, but if you want Draenei guards, then you get exalted with Exodar, the Draenei faction, and then you get Draenei guards. If you're on Horde and you want something other than Orc guards, and maybe you get exalted with Thunderbluff and you get Tauren guards. So I do like that. And then they're adding something in where if you're a Death Knight and you're exalted with the Knights of the Ebon Blade, the neutral Death Knight organization, then you can get Death Knight guards.
Yeah.
So I like that. That's a great example of customization that I'd like to see them build off of that. I'd like to see more class-specific ones, too. Like if you're a Paladin and you're exalted of the Argent Crusade, you should be able to get Argent Crusade guards. If you're a Shaman and you're exalted of the Earthen Ring, you should get Earthen Ring guards. If you're a Druid and you're exalted with the Cenarian Circle, you should get Cenarian Circle guards.
Yeah.
If you're a mage, if you're an Alliance mage, maybe you can get Kirin Tor guards, and if you're a Horde mage, maybe you can get Sunreaver guards, that sort of thing. So, there are that's opened up a lot of options. Using the reputation system as sort of a way to further customize the garrison is something I'd like to see. I'm excited about it. It's actually one of the things that made me more excited about it, because I'm like, finally, this is something that seems like true customization. because all the buildings kind of share the similar aesthetic. So it's like, oh, well, you can choose between a town hall or like a lumber mill, but it all kind of looks the same. Well, now this is adding another dimension to it that I think is just enough to get me interested in, and I'm curious to see where they build off of this going forward.
Yeah, it definitely shows that they're approaching it from a kind of a unique standpoint. I think the reputation idea is pretty clever, actually. Mm-hmm. So I mean, we'll see what they do with it. Maybe they'll think of ways to. It would be nice if they could actually design assets to where that impacts the kind of buildings you have too.
So,
but
So, for example, say if you're a Death Knight, you have more like Death Knight-y Scourge-based architecture.
Yeah.
And you know what? If you're a Paladin, you get a statue of Tyrion Fordring.
Fuck you.
Oh, that would be great. But yeah, I mean, I kind of like where that's going, but at the same time, it's a kind of a double thing, because on one hand, I'm like, this could be the start of some really neat customization options. But on
it won't matter come next expansion.
Yeah, but at the other hand, like, do I really want to invest all this time in like customizing something that I really like if it's going to be completely pointless? And again, that's why I think they just should have gone with standard player housing, because you know what, Blizzard, yeah, you just be doing what everyone else is doing, but everyone else does it the same way for, maybe a good reason. And if you had just done player housing or even a player garrison in the old world, then you wouldn't have this feeling of, oh, it's going to become pointless. So, I understand why they did it the way they did. I just think that they overthought a problem that really wasn't there.
I agree. But, we'll see what they do with it. It's a bit soon to say for sure exactly what they're going to do. Maybe their minds will change.
Indeed. Maybe they will. But with that, I think we're going to draw episode 31 to a close, basically a geek show. You know what? This has been this is fun. I hope we get more from your side of the beta. So, get to the beta. Get to the beta. I want to drill you for more information.
I'm actually in it right now.
I also want to see I'm curious to see if the Worgen, if you play as a Worgen, if the human form for the Worgen will use the updated human models. That's also something I've been curious about.
Let me, actually, if you don't care,
wait
a minute, I can check it.
Yeah, okay.
I gotta wait 20 seconds to log out because that's a fucking thing you gotta do.
Bags audience, you are with us on the journey of discovery.
Waiting. God damn it, come on. 3, 2, 1. Alright. Character list. Create character. Worgen.
Mm-hmm.
And, okay, he's in Worgen mode right now. How do I get him over to human?
There should, I don't know what the new character select screen looks like. I know on the one for Pandaria, there's like a little button in the top left-hand corner that you can switch between human and Worgen form. I don't know what this one looks like, though. So.
Okay, here we go. Yes.
He uses the updated human model?
Yes.
Fantastic. I was afraid that they'd use the old human model and they wouldn't, because they said they weren't updating the Worgens, and I'm like, if they're not going to update the werewolf form, that's fine, because it's newer stuff, so it doesn't look as dated. But I was afraid that they'd leave the old human models, so I'm glad to see that they're using the new human models.
It is indeed the new human model for the Worgen, yes.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Awesomeness. So with that, we end basically a Geek Show 31 on a very positive note for Mike. We'll probably have some more beta updates on Warlords of Draenor going forward as Jack discovers more things. But, on that note, signing off, you can catch us on all of our platforms, Spreaker, Stitcher, iTunes, YouTube. Catch us at forum.taiju.org, sportslogos.net, TFW 2005, on Twitter at A Geek Show. You can send us an email at basicallyageekshow@gmail.com. All that good stuff. Episode 31, signing off. For Jack, this is Mike.
Night, everybody.
Please hang up and try again.